So Paganini certainly opens his 24 Caprices with a bang. This first Caprice is highly virtuosic, brilliant writing for the instrument. So we have lots of chords in the left hand, flying staccato in the bow, going across the strings, rapid runs in thirds, spiccato in the bow with chords in the left hand. So you don't have to be a musical genius to come up with some good musical ideas, but you do need to have the technique and know what you're doing to have the flair to express it. So I'm going to try and help on that side. So it's really important to, when you're working on the left hand for this Caprice, to just play it melodically. So forget all the flying staccato. In this way, so you just work on it tonally throughout the Caprice. This is really important to do this. Okay, then onto the bow, of course. So how do we get this flying staccato? So if we take a legato bow stroke, and we just need to add an impulse to get our flying staccato. You've got to be loose in the hand, add the impulse. Okay, so then let's go into the string crossing. So let's do legato. So now I just need to add that impulse to get my flying staccato. So when you're playing all these chords, your thumb normally needs to be in a higher position. So like when I start with this 4 on the E, my thumb is kind of in second position and then my 1's just reaching back. So you notice the thumb is quite high up, and this is kind of the feeling you've got to need through most of the Caprice. Okay, so now onto the next little bit. Already we've got a slight change of bowing pattern. We've still got this flying staccato, a little spiccato coming in. I like to go with the original bowing, so you'll see what happens. So when I play this with the separate bows and the semiquavers, I have to actually reverse this flying staccato, starting on an up bow as well. So always look at the original. It's so much more interesting, creative, challenging. Don't just formalize the bowings and always start on the down bow. Of course, most of the time we need to start on the down bow. Okay, so now we've got this big passage going right up high on the violin. So remember, when you're going up, more bow nearer the bridge. As you go up, left hand contracting and vice versa coming down. Okay, so now again a little bit of switching between the flying staccato and the spiccato, same kind of bowings. So again, you see how I have to switch from down to up bow start. Okay, and then now we have some more chords with 2 bounces per bow. You can't separate them, but I feel you get much more of the rapid bowing by following Paganini's original bowing here. So nice spring, this kind of feel, and let's put it with the chord. Notice how I finish up bow. Again, this is what happens if you follow the original bowing there. Don't feel like a chord always has to be a down bow. Of course it can, but try the up too. Okay, going on into minor. Now we have some tenths going up with an 11th as well, so big stretch, and then luckily as we go up we finish on the minor 10th, so as we're contracting anyway, contract more bow nearer the bridge as we go up, of course. Similar switching between bowings with the spiccato and the flying staccato chords. Okay, so let's try this section with the rapid thirds, switching between that and the flying staccato. All right. On the last one, maybe just take a little bit of time. So you just got to think slower is lower when you're deciding your speed. So if I want to do here, or lower, or higher. So this is all you have to do to control the speed. Okay, so now we have a kind of little sequence going up chromatically. Let the hand move as you go up, and it's the same bowing. On the last one, we're just finishing. We've got a rest. I think it was the only place we've got a rest in the whole Caprice. So maybe take a little bit of time before it, which is quite tricky for the bow. You need to get a little bit down the bow if you want to do that. So now we have more of the flying staccato chords again. This is one place in the Caprice where I find I have to lift my fingers for a couple of the chords. They're just too awkward to have everything down, which is what we do most of the time, of course. So let's give it a go. You saw, I think, on the second chord of each little phrase there, I had to lift a little bit. But that's all right. If you can be quick enough with the fingers, no one's going to hear it. So now just more of the same flying arpeggios with flying staccato arpeggios with some chords at the end like we had before. So now more of the same kind of things. We get some more thirds again now as well. In the chords we often get a held finger in the bass or sometimes in the treble as well. So you need good resistance in the left hand so the held finger can stay on the spot of that note whilst the other fingers are moving. So good resistance. That basically means if my held fingers, the other fingers are moving against the held finger backwards, then the held finger needs to feel like it's moving forwards and vice versa. More thirds. Again, more thirds. Keep the thumb twisted round. Be ready to go up. So now again we're holding the 1 and 3, so good resistance. More holding of 4 and 1. Twist before so we can get up for the thirds. Now, very high up, strong 4 and 1, climbing down. And we're just about there. So at the end actually there's a pause on the rest, so play the last chord in time and then hold that rest and wait for your applause.